Hello there once again, YouTube. This is Tycooner Steve coming back for episode 21 of Let's Play in our Build-A-Zoo. Today we are going to continue to go back into our African house, which is, I haven't really put a theme to it yet, but we've got in our lions way up here. We've got in our spotted hyenas way over here. Or were they striped? I believe they were striped. Striped hyenas way over there. And today we're going to put in another fierce African predator, the ratel, better known to the people of YouTube as the honey badger. And I understand he doesn't care for much or give much of a crap. And these things are incredibly fierce. They can indeed fight cobras, take bites from snakes, and kind of just walk it off. So they are pretty awesome animals, and I figured they'd make a nice little companion species to go over here in, well, I was calling it, I think, number 2, but we're going to have to do some reconstruction for that first. So let's begin as by tearing down the walls here. And just do some quick bulldozing. Do 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 do. And we're just going to kind of mirror this part with what we did with our hyenas on the other side. So it's going to look very, very similar from the inside of our African house. And then we can play a little bit with what it looks like on the outside. What do we want it to look like on the outside here? Let's go ahead and throw in like the general pathway so I can get an idea of what kind of borders we're going to have here. And then I'll be able to play with the outside fencing for our ratels, knowing exactly how much room I have. And like I said, these guys are very dangerous, very fierce, so we're going to treat them just like we treated the lions and hyenas by making sure that there's a little gap space in between them and our visitors. So I figure we're going to go around like that. It's going to be the general pattern there. Okay. And so let me just do a quick check, check, check. And let's grab some fences to build up around our ratels. Inside part of our exhibit for the ratels. Oh, we got to do more demolition. Take that! I guess I could have just replaced it with the fence I want to replace it with, but, oh well, it's fun to knock things down. Who cares? Alright. So, like I said, it's going to be fairly similar. We're going to go with the 4 highs across here, and then we're going to grab that nice big tall brick fence at the 6 high height to kind of flush out the area around it. I like doing this because I remember from the last episodes where these fences are, so I get to kind of do it a little more smooth than I usually do. Oops, that was only supposed to be 1 across. There. And we know that this is going to be like the little walkway for our zookeepers. And this we're just going to build in a dead zone so it looks nice. And whoops. Like there. And so the outside fencing, what do we want to do for that? Do we want to keep the same kind of outside fencing? I think we do. I think we want to keep this all. Since it is one big building, let's kind of keep it as heterogeneous. Let's keep it all as similar as possible. I'm sure I might have even said that word right the first time, but I'm not confident in it, so that's okay. Just like in Zoo Tycoon, my vocabulary makes no mistakes ever, so I'm just, purposely making them so you will feel better for yourself if you accidentally make some along the way. Okay. Switch that out. That to there. And how much room do we want to give our ratels? Because we now have the option of moving this wall actually over, which would make less space for the ratels. But nope, we're going to leave it like that, I think. We're going to leave it like that. And the reason I wanted to do that is because it gives me the opportunity to put in a hidden door for our zookeepers. So it's not going to be quite as obvious as it with the other areas how our zookeepers get in, because you can actually see the entrance inside the lion and the hyena exhibit. And we'll throw in a little pathway for our zookeepers. I think I was just throwing down the cement paths, right? I hope. I guess I could look real quick, but that would take so much after work. Perfect. Beautiful. Okay, path down for the zookeeps. And let's go ahead and... No, before I forget, let's put in the steps so the Rattels can get in and out of their inside area. Don't want to forget that. That's the one problem with building with things on pause. You don't get that awesome Zoo Tycoon 2 music. That same, like, 2 measures of song over and over and over again, slowly driving you insane. Which is, you know, the reason we all started playing the game. Repeat. Okay, I'm gonna stop now before I literally drive myself insane. And we're just gonna put... I won't put this one out here because it looks like it would get crowded. And okay, so Rattels, I believe they are temperate grasslands. I wanted to switch that to dirt. And in fact, I might still go ahead and put in savanna grass just to keep this more, that word I totally pronounced right the first time. I think they are going to be okay. I think they can tolerate savanna, even though they're a grassland animal. Okay, so I don't believe... Let's take a look at what their feeding habits are. I think they're omnivores. Yep, completely omnivorous. I think they're largely insectivores too. What is this? This is just the new rack of ribs thing? Yeah, that's that new one. That one I got in a download. I believe I got that when I downloaded the Zoo Tycooner 14's packs. So a lot of my downloads, if you're trying to find them for your zoo, if you go to Zoo Tycooner 14's channel, she's already put up links to like major downloads you can do. Major downloads you can do to get a lot of the special things that I have. Hollow log with honey. Well, they are a honey badger. Let's put that in. And you know how much I love the hollow logs anyway, so... Okay, I'm going to grab some rocks for some decorations. That's going to be too big, yep. Actually, I kind of like that one. Let's rotate it around so it's not bleeding so much to the inside. It's also going to do a little bit of a good job of disguising the entrance for our zookeepers there. I don't think that's going to block the zookeepers, but we might need to take a look at that to make sure that's not hitting their hitbox. Hitting their hitbox. I'm very articulate right now. Yeah, I mean, I can put in... I think what I'm going to do is still just go ahead and use savanna items, so let's just go ahead and borrow that dry savanna grass from our lion exhibit. And I don't want you bleeding into the walls. We'll use the tall ones. Let's go ahead and grab some mediums. Oh, see, I even remember where everything is. This is working well. What about trees? Anything good? I guess I should still continue to steal from this part of the world. Let's grab one of these date palms, which I do love so much. Go ahead and make some copies of that. Let's see what they use for enrichment items. I think they're one of those ones that just like to gnaw on things. Put in some live prey. I usually don't like live prey because, you know, they get eaten and then you have to put in more live prey. So we'll put in like a couple of balls, a squeezy toy, just things that can kind of gnaw on. Maybe even a scratching post? Yeah, why not? Let's put a scratching post in the corner here. I like scratching post. Just something to help draw them over there. Whoops, I accidentally deleted some of our medium savanna grass. On purpose, of course, just to show you that that's what happens. Because, again, I never make mistakes. Ever. I believe we've all learned that that's absolutely true. Okay, so I guess the next thing is to go ahead and dig in our trench, right? Right, yeah, let's go ahead and start digging trenches out. Grab some of my terrain modifications here. Just put in a hole. And flatten. I think it should be a little bit deeper, actually. Something more like that. In a second, we're going to go back and raise up this path. Just nice and flat for now. Oh, good, we're messing up our zebra exhibit. Excellent. Okay. So, now let's go ahead and let me shrink this down so I have better control of it. And rotate it at an angle I can see well. Ah! Yeah, this is going to take some skill. Alright, but we have it. It's alright. We got this. I got this. I don't got this. I don't got this. Okay, I think the way we want to do this then. Flatten this out. Let's put in our walkway fence and then see if we can raise off the walkway. Wait, maybe? Yes? No? I'm thinking... How do I want to do this? What's the best way to get this to work the way I want it to work? Let me have a think here. Because this is always the toughest part of Zoo Tycoon 2. Believe it or not, the Microsoft people didn't think we would be obsessing this much over zoos, so not the best programming in the world when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay, I know what I'm going to do here. So first, let me take the path and just get it all nice and flat again. Now I'm going to put in the fence to go around our walkway. Which I believe we're using this one, I think. Is that as close as I can get? Nope. No, it is not. Here, let's zoom in so I can actually see this fence. It is a tiny fence. Maybe I'll end up replacing this walkway fence at the end here. Because it is tiny, and somebody mentioned that in the comments a video or two ago, and I think they are right, now that I can get a good look at it. And it's a very thin fence, like stupid people would probably walk right over it. Now, I know what you're thinking. We're not in our job to save stupid people. We're in our job to show animals to smart people. But you gotta take the stupid people with the smart people, I guess. Alright, let's dig ourselves a trench, boys. It's not working. It's not working. Oh. See, I knew how to do this perfectly when we did the other side, and I've just completely had a brain fart and can't think it out now. What works here? What works here? I do think I need to dig it out. Maybe I just need to make it wider. I think that's what it is. Because this is actually a too deep... Yeah, okay, that's exactly what it is. I made it too skinny. Okay. So that's alright. We'll have to push our path back a little bit. But I don't think it'll be a major issue. Whoops. Somewhere I've got an eastern wild turkey loose. I'm going to have to check into that if I ever unpause the game. So 2 wide, like that. There we go. That one's going to let us do it. Oops, I need to even out this terrain before I put that fence down. Let's fix this. Fixing a divot! Okay, now we should be able to dig our trench. Beautiful. Let me grab the terrain flattener. So you see what I've done here by pretending to mess up is instill in you the fact that you have to have at least 2 wide to do the trench thing. It's resisting. Let's see, I think I actually went 1 wide in this area, didn't I? Yes, I did, despite my best intentions. Wow, I really suck at this. I mean, totally on purpose, right? Totally on purpose? Yes. Good news is, I led off by saying how much fun it is to destroy things, and I'm getting a lot of chances to destroy things this episode. See, things work out for the positive, kids. Okay. And grab our trench digger. Dig a trench for digging up a trench. Dig a trench for digging up a trench. It looks like it needs to be a little deeper in this area. Oops. Beautiful. Okay, so now let's lay our path down. And I don't think this is going to dig into the zebra exhibit. I'm sure it's not. It's going to go right up against it, though. So we might want to... Whoops, I've got the wrong kind of fencing, or wrong kind of pathway now. So we're going to need to go sure and make sure that that part of the zebra fence is not one where you can just stick your fingers through and get bit by a zebra. Because that's what we want. Safety first, people. Safety first. Perfect, perfect, beautiful. Beautiful. So while I'm doing this fill-in area, I want you guys to be thinking about what you want further in the zoo. I'm recording this one like immediately after I did my flamingo exhibit, which is beautiful and right there. It was the last video I posted before this one. In fact, that one hasn't even posted yet. I think it's still just scheduled. But so I haven't had a chance to get your feedback yet on the flamingos or what you want in the future. So if you just saw that video and you posted something brilliant and I haven't had a chance to respond, there's the reason why. I just hasn't even happened yet chronologically. Alright, and let's put in the good fencing for my zebras there. Which is this fencing right here. Drag that across. Very good. So hopefully our guests will be looking this way into whatever exciting animal you choose for number 1. And I am not going to put anything out there without your suggestions. I just did the flamingos and now I'm doing the ratels kind of on my own. Because those are 2 animals I liked, and like I said in the flamingo one, I hadn't played in a while, so I just wanted to get into it without waiting. But I think that's good. I think we've got that path in there. I think that's going to make the ratels very happy. So let's go ahead and just tweak our inside here to make sure it's all nice and beautiful and up to snuff. I really do want to know what you want here. I guess this is number 4. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 4, I'm leaving kind of as a special big exhibit. Like I mentioned, we're kind of doing all predator. Well, I guess we're not doing predators because hyenas are actually scavengers. So it can be any animal from any biome in Africa. Just let me know what's your favorite, and it'll get the place of the honor at the end of the Africa house over here. Let's go now and put the top bricks across here. You've seen it in the other videos, but I'm going to do it real quick here because, like we agreed in way back in Farmland, I'm not going to cut out the tedious bits because I enjoy watching the tedious bits when I watch other people do it. And judging by the responses I got at the time, you enjoy the tedious bits as well. So welcome to tedium here. And it's also good because I'm sure for some people this may be the first time they've ever seen a Zoo Tycoon video. They don't know how to do these floating railings. So I'll just go over it again real quick. The trick is you just put a railing in, and then you put the side on, and then you have to make sure that the game is paused. If the game is paused, you can delete that floating railing, hit the undo button, and if you delete that railing again, it leaves the top half. So we've got some nice bricks up there. They don't match 100%, but I'm okay with that. Still looking pretty good. Is that the glass the same height on both sides? I wonder. Yeah, they're both 4s. Okay, yeah, that's good. So they're going to look wonderful, and we'll go ahead and put a little bit more of our rope path in on the inside here. I believe the rope path is just down the way here. Yes, there we go. And again, just to keep stupid people from going into the zookeeper area, I want to put these little rope paths in. Also stops them from tapping on the glass, which saves us many, many dollars in Windex, if nothing else. So there we go. Let's put a floating railing on the path on the outside of the Rattel house. Oops, wrong click. There's the right click. And the same magic, you just delete. And redelete. There we go. So that's a nice floating little pathway. Very cool. Very nice little Rattel section. I'm going to go ahead and grab those rain bushes that we were using to decorate the pits on the other side and just keep it all the same. Again, just because this is supposed to look like a single human vision. I talked about that a lot last, or at least a little bit last video with the flamingos, how if you're doing landscaping inside of an exhibit, just try to make it look random, because that makes it look more wild and natural. If you're doing landscaping outside of exhibit, you want to kind of get it all symmetrical looking, because that looks more like how actual human beings would make their gardening and landscaping. Alright. Put one here as a kind of break for those two exhibits. And do I want another one of these? Okay, I don't, because they like take up too much space. Thinking. No, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and put our actual roof on that part of the exhibit. I'm not going to do the roof in the middle part yet, because I think I'm going to put in like a glass skylight or something fancy in the middle part. I haven't quite decided what to do there yet. So the part that goes over our guest, I'm just going to leave blank for now. But we'll cover up a Rattel house here. Well, I'm going to leave mostly blank. I'm going to go over it a little bit here to try to get the roof on the correct places of the Rattel house. No, stop fighting! That's okay. I mentioned before, I love to destroy things, and here's some things to destroy! Destruction. Wonderful. Okay, So, biggest thing missing in our Rattel exhibit right now are the Rattels. That's something we should correct before we go here. They're kind of little guys, actually. They're not very big, but you can see them right there. I'm just going to do... I think I'm just going to do a breeding pair, because they are very aggressive. And I've used Rattels before in my zoo. I don't think that they kill each other that much until they get overcrowded, and then they go on a killing spree. They're kind of like fennec foxes, where they'll breed a lot, and then they'll start killing each other off if you let them crowd their own space. So, fennec foxes, by the way, great money makers. If you're doing a challenge game, get your fennec foxes in as soon as possible. People love to donate to them. People love to buy those stupid fox-eared hats. So, just a pro tip, if you are going to play a challenge game, fennec foxes, very good choice. Let's get our new zookeeper in. And we'll go ahead and, since this is a freeform game, I'm going to put a zookeeper in every exhibit. If this was... I'm sorry, because this is a freeform game, I'm going to assign a zookeeper to every exhibit. If this was a challenge game, I might, if the exhibits were close together and the animals well kept, try to stretch it out where a zookeeper took care of multiple exhibits. But we don't need to do that here. We don't need to run around scooping up poo because of that, which is kind of nice. But there is our Rattel display. Let's go ahead, unpause, go down into guest mode, take a peek about, see how the honey badgers are doing. Whether or not they give a bleep. Yeah, that fencing is too low for a pathway, so we'll change that in the future. And, I realize we haven't raised this path. If you remember, on the other side, we raised the path a little bit to give ourselves a better view. Yeah, it looks like we want to do that here, because while you can see the Rattels nicely, probably not. I think I might wait for the next video to do that, though, since this one is already closing in on the half-hour mark. Instead, let's take a walk around the path right now and see what the Rattels exhibit looked like from the inside. Ooh, I can hear those music rocks we put in last time. Another good reason to put in music rocks, I mentioned that they're cheap, they make guests very, very happy. Also saves your brain from that Zoo Tycoon music that we were talking about earlier. Okay. And there's the Rattel. Can't really see them because they haven't come inside yet, but that's to be expected. Okay, it doesn't look like that rock's going to affect that hitbox much at all. There they are. Hey! Hey, how you doing, guys? Yeah, you go ahead and growl, Rattels. I know, you're mean. Yeah. Okay, I'm getting out of here before he eats me. Let's hop up in the sky. You can tell they are aggressive little people, even in this game, so we don't want to mess with them. But I think that's where I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I'm doing this one right after the flamingo, so I've been going for a little over an hour now recording these. But I want to thank you so much for joining me again. I hope that you'll continue to like, subscribe, and follow this channel. Please be thinking about the remaining exhibits. I don't want to do any more of these exhibits unless it's a direct request from one of you in the comments below. So, just to review, we've still got 1, 3, 4, 5, and 8 still available. Please let me know what animals you would like in there. I'm completely opening it up. It doesn't need to be a predator. It doesn't need, just as long as it's from Africa. I will put it in there. I will make it the best display I possibly can. Hopefully I can inspire you to make greater zoos in the future. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and have a wonderful day, you two.